Hello everybody, welcome to the Descry Gaming channel on YouTube and Twitch. It's going to be a live stream, but I'm going to do a live stream guide for Chaos, my PvP guide, with the latest patch 1.73. This is after the new DLC for Eldar was released. We're just going to do a skirmish, and I'm going to do a couple things. Play through the first 50 or 60 turns and go through what I think best to play Chaos in PvP. For the purpose of this one, we'll just do standard game pace, small map. Sure, we'll go against Necron. Again, I'm more interested in just showing the first 60 turns. I'm not really interested in playing versus AI, but we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna walk through some of my opinions and what I think. So first off, in PvP, your starting city is very important. In some factions, it will dictate your optimal build for your faction. Chaos is very unique. It starts with two sort of settler support infantry units. They have the ability to found a city. So your first city is very important. I personally, as a Chaos player, I like to research the hero tech first, and I like to go early heroes in both my builds, whether it's infantry or mechanical. So I like to always get the 20% influence. Ideally, I like to grab the 20% or so that'd be like a rock, but sometimes you can zoom in and you can kind of see, you know, more detail. But that looks to be, you usually don't want to waste more than one turn to settle a city. Settling a city on the third turn is gonna set you back quite a bit, just in your you know, your progression in tech, your economy. So if there's a better spot, now we're in this corner here, so what I will probably do, go up here to scout a little bit more. So we've got pasture. Okay, so we could go so the second city with Chaos is going to dictate the optimal build, either infantry or mechanical. Now we do have a pasture with grassland, which would set us up for a good infantry build. So I'll most likely do the infantry variant of this build. Now, doesn't look like we're gonna get rocks, so we'll. But the thing is, if we settle here, we still don't have rocks. So I think what I'll do is I'll move here. Got rocks up there, so I'm gonna settle on turn 2, because in the long run it will be worth it to settle on that. I'm not gonna grab this because there might be something that blocks our settlement, so I need as many units in this front portion to deal with if we get blocked out, but we'll do that. And another part of this game is knowing when to have your units in Overwatch and when not to have in Overwatch. It's hard to explain, but when you play the game a lot, you'll understand when to take it off, when to activate it in certain situations. There's certain wildlife you do not want to Overwatch because it's going to create some problems. One thing we'll talk about maybe at the end is go through each unit, and I can give you my take, but we're going to end turn here. So just like I said, there's something there. Now we're going to settle here. We'll eat the Overwatch shot. And you always want to get ore. in both my builds, the first building is always ore, because I always do a 3-city build with chaos. And now, at this point, you want to grab influence and ore. Now, on normal speed, you have till 80 to get that second city. On fast speed, it's 60, I think. So you have to kind of just go where you want your second city right away. But since we have time, I'm gonna grab this one and then get the science, and we'll come down here, wedge him in a bit. And your first tech is with either the mech or infantry build is always the Lord's Quarters, the hero building. So you're gonna lock that. And might as well grab that one. And grab this one. I'm gonna keep off Overwatch because I don't want to aggro anything crazy here. Now it looks like we also have ore. Or no, food. This is another food. And Stingwings generally you do not want to aggro because they usually have a posse of 3 to 4. So again, we don't want to aggro that. And now we have a few turns to get to our desired location to put the second city. So it's going to be right here. Crewhound took that, but there's nothing I can really do. The weakness with Chaos is they don't have a secondary Marine, so you're very limited to. Oh, we're not. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're gonna be short getting to our destination, unless 1, 2, 3. Go here. 1, 2, 3. Wait. No, it's the same. So if I go here, get here. Okay, so I could pick this up. Alright, it's gonna be a little bit delayed. I always like to get the timing perfect, but it's not gonna happen this time. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so you want to. I do want to kill this guy off just so he doesn't heal fully. Do not attack Umbras in the early game. They, in fact, I'm gonna take Overwatch off because I am scared to aggro it. Oh wait, we don't have the full mineral, so we can't even. Yeah, okay, because we took a second additional turn to form our city. That's why we're not quite at the mark here, but it's fine. Glad it's never gonna be perfect. So at this point, you figure out what your second city is. Now, if we were doing volcanic or special resource, we have much lower food, so therefore we focus just on mech. But since we're going for an infantry build with this pasture for second base, and your second base with chaos is like your resource base for your build, basically. Cool part is I can evac into my base here, and I don't want to. I want to use this 40 for just farms, so we'll just go here, go inside, and grab that, I guess. And I should probably get rid of this, so it's on my way. And I'm okay with them hitting the base because... Oh, could, but he might be in trouble, but yeah, whatever. I think he'll be all right. Yeah. Chaos Marines are pretty tanky. Cultists are not. And you want to go hero, and then when this is done, you want to grab.
Chaos is our master. No rest, no pause.
MOP. So if it's the food build, infantry build, the hero that you go first is MOP. Now Chaos Spawn costs you food.
We are Legion.
So that's why this build works. So we're not quite at the 50 on normal speed, so we have to wait turn to build the cultist building. So cultist building is going to be your first building out of this one, and the first cultist comes out is going to be your third city science. And because we have Arctic in this area, it's worth scouting to see if we can get the 40% science, which it's not guaranteed, but this science is over here. That's if we don't have one close by, we go there. Yeah, and I think the weakness with Chaos, like I said, is not having that second Marine. I know they say, well, you got the early second city, but many factions can get their second cities quite quickly after Chaos. The fact that we can't grab as many outposts and clear as efficiently is a pretty big one. But I gotta heal them up because I can't really secure my outposts. Alright, so I'm gonna go here. And we're looking. So there's our 40%. So we got quite lucky there. We don't usually get 40% Arctics all the time.
Chaos is our master.
I'm back on Overwatch. We're gonna go back and grab our final, the armory. Let me just call it arm. So you might be asking, well, I thought you said you do an infantry build. Well, I build one armory in the early game just for the Rhino, because the Rhino is an excellent support transport for your infantry, and you don't need a ton of them, and just one armory will build you a few every so often. Later in the game, when you got your warp forge out in the main, you can build maybe a couple more to build venom crawlers, which will synergize well with your MOP because it will make your summon ability happen every 2 turns instead of every 3 turns.
We are Legion.
So I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna shoot at me. Shoot back. I need to secure that science outpost, so.
What is thy bidding, Lord? We are Legion.
All right. And then for my infantry build, I like to go Crones and Havocs. They're each of them are good at certain fighting. Like Crones are very good in cover fighting, very good damage dealers, and then your Havocs are excellent range shooters. But they both have weaknesses, and I'll go over that a little bit more, how you want to use it. And there's some tips and tricks I can give to you that will make them even stronger in your play. So you're gonna get MOP right off the bat, and then you're gonna build your armory. Oh no, sorry, you're gonna build the Gene Lab first. So it uses food and research. So we'll just plop it down here, and in our turn.
Your command.
And our ore's not very good this game. I'll just heal one more turn. Don't want to aggro the Stingwings because I have no army.
Chaos is our master.
And start building your cultists. Build another Gene Lab. Boom.
We are Legion.
Now, how many Gene Labs should you build since you're going to infantry build? Good question. In the early game, I just do 2 with an armory. And because you're generating lots of chaos spawns with MOP, your food upkeep will be a battle to maintain. So I would only build another one if you got like crazy amount of food outposts all over the map, or you got like a ridiculous 60 food percentage. Then you could build a total of 3 barracks in the early game. But from my testing, unless like if you're not blessed with a ton of food and tile allocation, you'll just have upkeep problems because you'll be with the MOP making spawns every 3 turns. So later in the game, once you unlock warp talents, that's when you can have additional barracks, so you'll be pumping out them quicker. The end game, I guess, for the infantry build would be obliterators, but that's quite like end game there. Let's grab this, and I don't want to aggro. Well, okay, fine. I'll keep my guy on Overwatch. Now I'm gonna. So here's a hint. So when you see an engineer, a robot's nearby. So I'm still gonna build my city here. If I turn Overwatch off, I should be okay. But it is a little bit scary. Don't want to aggro the robot.
Chaos is our master.
And I think what we'll do is we'll start grabbing outposts closer to the base here. There's the Umbra, remember, up here. Just gotta be careful. Okay, I need to clear this guy out.
What is thy bidding, Lord?
Just wait for him to run into me, bonsai charge into me. And good Havoc's. Let's go.
What is thy
Yeah, I
bidding?
can't really nothing I can do about that. I mean, I could fight him.
As you wish.
Yeah, it's just one, so
Glory to the dark gods.
I guess what I'll do. Make your Chrome Berserker. Now build the armory. And MOP is gonna come out soon. Okay, so what you... Oh, here's another tip. So that web gate that I destroyed, if you're against an Aldari player, they can take control of it and disband it, so you can't get a free chaos spawn off it. But a lot of Aldar players don't even do that. But if you don't have an Aldar player in the game, yeah, keep it with like 1 HP, and then when the MOP comes out, you make your first chaos spawn. So now what I will do here, I'm gonna aggro that so it attacks me.
I am but your humble servant.
And
We bring oblivion.
I am but your humble servant.
it's gonna be a little bit weird. Okay, robots went out. First level MOP is gonna be
Your command. Glory to the dark gods.
we'll go here, take Overwatch off, and build your science building. Now they should ignore it, and when Chaos Lord comes out, we will go kill that robot. So that's actually kind of it's only 10%. So we want to unlock that. Usually, yeah, our minerals are really bad this game, but Usually that doesn't happen. It's just we did not even get one mineral outpost, so that's why. Plus we settled our city a turn late, so that's why we're not able to produce this berserker right off the bat.
Your command? I heed your call.
So I need to
We are Legion. None can stop our
I'm gonna take them off
advance.
Overwatch. Okay, there's my crew hounds.
Your command?
To turn into
You seek my counsel.
yeah.
Your path ends
Yeah, the first
here.
one's pretty big. Oh, the robot is saying hello to me. Let's grab some food first. And then crystal body. Crystalline body. So getting that first havoc is very important. Now here's another your third cultist that you're producing that comes out, which is this one. That guy's gonna go directly to your assigned city and sacrifice himself to increase the growth, because you'll want to be pumping the tech that we unlock later. But the second cultist can then link up with the main army. And we're waiting for our
We are Legion.
we need more influence
What
to
is
get.
thy bidding, Lord? What is your intent?
Okay, so we're getting more up. But as soon as we got army, it's a lot easier for us to get these outposts. Now the Umbras can be taken out once we get Havocs out.
We are Legion. Chaos is our master.
Do you hear the voices too? Do you
Keep
hear
up
the
Overwatch.
voices
I don't wanna
too?
draw attention. Build your Chaos Lord because we got the influence now. And another thing is, if you want to get your Chaos Lord out quicker, sell items that you're not going to use, and then you can start building them quicker. That's another tip.
We are
Now,
Legion.
could start aggroing. I think there's. I need to make another Chaos mod, so
What is
let's
thy bidding, Lord?
do this. Go here.
Your death shall not be swift.
That should, yeah, cause that
Do
guy
you hear
to.
the voices too? We go for
And
the
then we'll
dark
get
gods.
one more power. Now, hopefully the robot doesn't go in my spot, but that's the risk that you take. Now, with this, we'll build power, and we're gonna unlock that. That's 20%, and we're gonna go Warp Forge. So our science is pretty good at this stage of the game.
Chaos is our master.
Don't think I have
For chaos.
enough. No.
Beware, my lord. Fate
Shoot.
is a cruel.
Actually, if I would have did the damage thing last turn, we could have killed that. So I should have had him on him, but it is what it is. So our Berserker comes out,
What do you require?
and I guess we'll start capping that.
I am but your humble servant.
We have arrived. Unleashers of the enemy.
Berserkers are really good.
Into the fight. Beware, my lord. Fate
get one definitely next turn. So build Havocs next. And build food. Now, I don't think we're gonna have that. We have a lot of power, so I think one power is good enough. If we were that guy, yes, but
I shall not listen.
get Infernal,
Chaos is our master.
maybe get Chrysalis.
I am tired of talk. Fine. We serve corn.
Power.
What do you require? What do you require?
Alright, and then this guy's gonna go sacrifice himself.
I am but your humble servant.
That Berserker's almost out.
Yes, master.
I wonder if it matters if he overwatches me. I don't think so.
We go for the dark gods.
Okay.
We give ourselves for the glory of chaos.
Alright, this is a little bit awkward, but
I heed your call. I go forth in search of new sacrifices. You seek my counsel. Your life will end as you lived it, pathetically. We live for battle.
one-shot Spearhounds, that's what I like to see. Trying to make our way to the army. And so once Warforged is done, Rite of Change is your next tech, and that's the same. The only difference is when you're doing the mech build, you're not researching the barracks, and you're not researching Master Procession. You're not researching Havocs. Instead of going Warforged first, you go Hellbrute, but you also build a science building in your second base to get to Hellbrute faster. And then Warforge, and then back to Rite of Change. And then that's pretty much the only difference in the mech build. Alright, so do my pump here.
What is your intent?
And I like to get the
Chaos
medic.
is our master.
Of course, master.
You make a chaos spawn from there.
We serve corn.
That.
We live for battle.
So we can't really kill those Umbras. I actually want to scout down here.
We crave blood.
Alright, so we did unlock sacrificing. So it basically boosts your production from your warp forges and give you science increase on your science books. So you always check your population. So this is taking 3, we grow in 3, so we can pump that, and it's still matching, so that's good. That increases our science and our production. Once this guy is done, we then pump this, although yeah, I like to pump it early, but guess we could pump this And 35 slave mine brings it to 29. Yeah, don't want to do that. I'm just seeing. I wish I had this guy producing. Yeah, we have no ore special resources, so we're really lacking. So we'll pump it once the Chaos Lord is done, because we're gonna disable the building, and then I would get bloated. That works extremely well with your infantry and your heroes. And then we can grab so you can either get, if you think you're going to be rushed, then get the bolts. If not, Rite of Pestilence is really good. So we'll get Rites of Pestilence.
What would you have us kill?
And there's another science.
What would you have us kill?
And I kind of want to clear these robots out. So my rhino's coming.
I go forth in search of new sacrifices.
I will grab that.
And you seek my counsel.
Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll cheat a bit here. Can't do this in real PvP, but alright, Rhino's gonna come out.
Ah, I am tired of talk.
What's this? More food. So let's go down this way. Of course.
Ready to deliver our warriors to the fight.
I could kill him. Might as well do it.
We are Legion. What is your
Alright. Bring down. Bring down.
We go forth
And take off our watch. He's gonna come out. Let's grab the
What would you have us
buff
kill?
thing.
We serve core.
Wow, got a lot of stuff to sell.
Yes, my lord.
So 4 times 4 growth, good.
Rhino transport ready.
And another one of those. And we'll unlock that. Oh, you know what I'm supposed to be unlocking? The population. But that's fine. Yeah, it's better to build the population at this growth.
Chaos is our master. Rhino transport ready. What do
Alright.
you want?
So, going to sell this stuff. Deactivate that. Let's do the population thing. More ore. Boom. There you go.
Speak.
First thing is a boon.
Hear the voices too?
Ah, I am tired of talk.
And
We live for battle.
just delete that unit.
I am but your humble
And then we
servant.
want to we want to get population,
I am but
so
your humble servant. Kill them! Sacrifice them!
yeah, ore is a big problem.
Yes, master. Whatever you command.
Just got very unlucky, like we're getting no outposts that gives us ore.
What would you have us kill?
I am but your humble servant.
Alright, so I'm gonna sell the useless stuff. I'll just sell this, and then because we're facing robots, let's get the sword and the concealed weapons. And that should be enough for the moment.
Ready to go.
And then
Right
right here. Kill spawn's gonna come out here, you go there.
Chaos is our master. We live for battle.
But you can see how everything's gelling well. Our upkeep is maintained. I should have got that first before the sacrifice tech, but oh well. Made a
What
mistake.
would you have us kill?
We'll just. Oh, look at this.
Take us to the slaughter.
I am but your humble
Take out
servant.
Overwatch. Can we buy one more thing? If we wait one more turn, we could buy Zohide. Yeah, I think we will. We'll wait a
I am
turn.
but your humble servant.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah. I need to get that population. Or our power's low. Yeah, I'd rather build the population thing, but because so here's the thing, we could deactivate Cult of Chaos, or we do the population thing, that way we can still keep producing, but our food is quite low, so I think what we'll do is we'll do another farm and then a population deactivate the cultists.
Ours is loyal. What would you have us kill? Tear them to pieces!
The chaos spawns are excellent as far as it makes up for that really bad start that we have. Zohide
I will lead my warriors.
and
My lord, it will be as you command.
we'll aggro it. So I want to keep it there.
Anything for your
And
master.
We go! What is our target?
there's our
We will seek out enemies to destroy.
first Havoc,
Your
which
command?
will help us clear these Umbras. So that's done in 3, so we're gonna grab that. And now this is the time where you can decide what you want to get. So I usually get the marks at this point. For my 2 heroes, I like to have Mark and Nurgle, because keeping your heroes alive is so vital. But if you want to go like super aggressive, you could go Mark Crone. I'll finish off robots a lot quicker.
Ready to go!
Oh, he didn't take the bait.
I'm tired of talk.
As quickly as we can.
Havoc's awaiting command.
Okay, so
Rhino transport relocating.
that's fine. Come out.
Feast on their souls.
Just seeing how much. Yeah, so we'll heal.
Fine.
And get Mark a Nurgle. So I like to do the crone on Havocs and Chaos Marines.
As you command.
What do you want?
Oh gosh, it ran away from me.
Rhino transport ready. Yes, my lord. We go forth to sow chaos. What is our target?
Fine.
I am but your humble servant.
As you command. Your command.
Alright, let's load him up.
Ready to go.
So this is part of the game where you could start to see your enemy most likely. But at this point we've got 2 Berserkers, or 2 Havocs, 2 Berserkers, and Chaos Spawns with Heroes, so you're at a good spot in the game.
They want a battle. They shall have a war.
Just counting things out. So that robot did really run for me.
False Emperor. They will fear our approach. Fight.
So I want to get him with his chrysalis body, so we got it. Yeah, so with Chaos Lore, definitely would recommend Nurgle. That's gonna stack with Zohai, crystalline body, so you really give him very high hit total.
Yes, my lord.
And
What is our target?
got a lot of
I am tired of talk.
bad dudes.
We live for battle. Onwards to war.
Yes, master.
And so now we're gonna go. Oh,
Yes,
we need more
master.
ore.
I am but your humble servant.
Our weapons thirst for battle. They want a battle. They shall have a war.
Like Warp Frenzy
Havocs awaiting command.
with the infantry build, especially on the Havocs, they do crazy amount. No, here's the tip: you need to protect the Havoc because they can practically get one shot by these things. So to do that, we need to create a barrier.
Land will be mine.
My lord, it will be as you command.
And
They won't stop us so easily. Ready to go.
yeah, pump this guy
I
out.
am waiting.
We serve corn.
Anything for you, master. Whatever you command.
What do
Alright.
you want?
More firepower. Moving. Death to the false emperor.
Yes, master. Yes, master.
Rhino transport ready. What would you have us kill?
We'll just
Take us to the slaughter.
and build our population. what I could do is get, I mean, we're pretty good on food actually. So I think I'll deactivate this and pump that. Refill the population thing quicker. And that one's gonna be done. And then we'll, okay, then we'll pump that. All right. And say goodbye.
More firepower!
Of course.
Yes, my lord! We live for battle!
And I think I'll just
This
do
land
that.
will
That
serve
one there.
chaos! Do you hear the voices too?
You sometimes get lucky and get like a demon lord, but
I am but
you always want to finish killing with the ones with the champion of chaos. Ideally, you're,
Battle! They shall have a war!
well, we could turn that into chaos spawn. Also, yeah, you want to be trying to make chaos spawns as much as you can. Oh gosh, and then I've got the ore problem again. Yeah. No, all these special resources, no ore. So maybe in hindsight, I could have built another slave mine, but looks like I could deactivate the rhino. Probably I'll do that. It's not as important. We already have 2, so.
Whatever you command, kill them! Sacrifice them!
Your path ends here. They won't stop us so easily. Our weapons thirst for battle. As you command. What is our target?
Alright, one thing is you always want to protect these havocs, so
I
I'm
hear
gonna put that out there.
Rhino transport ready. What is our target?
And then we're just going to do. Yeah, once we get the sick, one more building, we're going to. Now,
What do you require?
getting, yeah, cultists back here to sacrifice, that would be,
We go for the
that'd be
dark
good.
gods.
Because I'm gonna have 2 war forges going. The next thing is if you are struggling with tile acquisition, then I would get this one. If not, get the infantry armor. So we still have 2 more.
Ready to go.
You seek my counsel.
But this guy's gonna go back.
Death to the false emperor.
What do you require?
Rhino transport relocating. Yes, my lord. There can be no peace.
Alright, let's just deal with this guy. those guys there. So there's the robot.
Death to the false emperor! Yes, my lord!
And you want to try to get your boons off on the Havocs.
I am waiting.
So
Death to the false emperor!
I would
What
do
would you
that.
have us kill?
What do you
Yeah,
Our weapons first for battle.
because they can get warp frenzy, which
They want a battle. They shall have
it just
a war.
the damage is 9.2,
What is our target?
7.7. So big
Havocs
difference.
awaiting command.
That's what you're shooting for.
I am but your humble servant.
What do you want?
Do you hear the voices?
All right, so once this is made, you sort of have to play catch up on your resources. I'm gonna build, I guess, an ore, since we're really low on that. And then warp talons.
I am waiting.
What
Let's
do
go.
you require?
What is our target? Our weapons first for battle. More firepower!
Speak.
What would you have us kill?
Circus.
Feast on their souls! We go forth to sow chaos! What is thy bidding, Lord? Chaos
Wow.
is our master! We serve corn!
Yikes. I love like the laughing and the cackling. Yeah, you want to scout with your scouts should be your chaos spawns. They're the ones that are the sentries of your army. Empty rhinos are also viable unless you're against tons of heavy destroyers or something.
We serve corn!
And put your injured units in your rhinos to heal them.
I am listening.
As you wish.
Your pathetic life ends here.
Ah, I'm tired of talk! Rhino transport ready! Transport on the move! We live for battle! We serve corn! As you command!
All right, so now we're gonna build another gene lab, and
Do you hear the voices too? Yes,
this
master.
guy's taking forever. Yeah, we don't quite have the growth yet for that, but
Yes, master. We will.
so I think at this point I'm just gonna keep my army here and just progress the game a lot quicker.
We have arrived! Unleash us
But
on the enemy!
again, we can buy more items at this
We
point,
live for battle!
but
Havocs awaiting command!
I'll just focus on the base building part and just deactivate that until we get. So yeah, this culture should have been there once the population was built, so we keep up with the production.
We live for battle.
And then this one will start doing warp talents.
What is our target?
Yeah, once you get warp talents unlocked, you pretty much want to discontinue berserkers. Now, melta bombs, like if you're up against a person doing mass armored units, then obviously you can grab the melta bomb tech. And we could also do that. So that's gonna pump up our growth. I feel like this is only worth it when you have at least 3. And then the trick with the science building, we have to grab the low C thing and build it in this one here. Alright, so we'll grab another one of these. And another tech you should also, if you're about to battle your enemy, grab the Nocturus Crown. That's gonna give you tactical advantage to put out your fortress unit, give your infantry 33% more damage reduction. So I haven't unlocked it because I'm not battling but in PvP, so there's a few techs like Melta Bomb, the fortress thing. You want to get that if you're about to fight your enemy. In this case, you know, I'm not, so.
We live for battle.
And I don't want, I just want to focus on the base building here, so let's get rid of those. Warp Talons, now they're much more expensive, but we're building that second.
We are ready to deliver our warriors to the front.
Yeah. So then you're gonna go deactivate that, and every time your population goes back to 6, you could reactivate it for more ore and influence. But now we're at 77 research. So basically, there's a couple strategies here. This build is very good at map control. Not so much attacking the base, although you could attack a base with Havocs with your Notorious Crown. So what you want to do is have your cultists and your chaos spawns in front, Havocs in the back, throw in a Notorious Crown when you siege. So here's the base here. I would have Havoc here, or better yet, Havoc here, with delete that, and then put my my fortress damage reduction here, or if I'm doing like a full-on rush, damage reduction here, and then have my chaff units in the front here. Havocs go to town here. Now he might have a spider healing, but Havocs with
What is our target?
Warp Frenzy, like I'll just show you.
Our weapons first for battle.
They do a lot of damage.
They want a battle. They shall have a war.
Also, if Chaos Lord gets into a base hacks, it's game over for the city. So that's another thing. But he needs to be fully itemed. Needs his armor and everything. But I'll just quickly show you guys.
Rhino transport ready.
Obviously, I wouldn't do this against a real player, like have my transports wide in the open like that,
Tired of talk.
because you need to play super safe here.
Yes, my lord.
And when you get warp talents, I would also pick up. Let's just grab that to demonstrate
Yes,
though.
master.
Chaos is our master. Yes, my lord. My lord, it will be as you command. Moving.
So let's
Rhino transport
pretend.
ready.
Well,
Havocs awaiting command.
actually, seems like can wreck me here. So
Chaos is our master.
Do you hear the voices too?
just want to show you the sieging capabilities. But chaos mods are really good. Chaff units. You can even throw on Mark and Nurgle, and they get ridiculous amount of hit points. So very good at blocking or flanking or zoning out.
Yes, my lord.
So yeah, so what you could
hear the
do,
voices too?
Yes, my lord.
for instance,
We will take our warriors to the front. They won't stop us so easily. Transport on the move.
actually I would move it. That's
Rhino
probably
transport
better.
ready.
So yeah, if chaos
Show
logo's
me
here,
to the enemy.
Do you hear the voices too?
so he's not fully itemed, but
I am but your humble servant.
just showing, like, you could just have these guys in the back do their thing.
Our
So
weapons first
8.8,
for battle.
10.5.
Our weapons first for
If I
battle.
buff it with MOP,
Our weapons first for
14.8, 17.8. So yeah, there's no way he, even if he had 3 spiders, well maybe 3 spiders, but 2 spiders,
battle.
that's 16
They shall
damage.
have a war.
They heal 8, I think. But the point is,
You will
I'm doing
be
almost 18 right
incinerated.
there. And then I'm doing,
Annihilate them
so that's like,
all.
look, half health.
I am waiting
I mean,
For the
Chaos
dark
Lord.
gods. Death to the false emperor.
Yeah. That. Now here's the cool part is, with this up, you know, it's protecting, it's making these guys a lot more tankier, because that's the one weakness of the Havocs. But you can see how you can still siege a base with this build. Again, if protect the Havocs,
Awaiting command.
you be able to take out a base. And then if you get the Chaos Lord inside the base hex,
I am waiting.
watch 2.2, so much less
What do you
damage.
want?
Do you hear the voices too?
So anyways,
Your command.
Warp Talon, power. And then with Warp Talons, grab Mark of Selenesh. It makes them so that they can move 4 spaces with jump pack. And the wildlife comes to my aid.
You will be incinerated.
Yeah, so anyways, yeah, so then I would start, we want to get to Venom Crawler, destroy weapons,
What is our target?
and,
Havocs on the way.
this, gotta make up for the power. Okay, let's. Now this is on normal speed, so things are
I will lead my warrior.
a little bit slower at this speed.
I am waiting.
Loyalty relic. So there's our first warp talent. And then that's weird. Got oh, he used up one of his movements when he came out. Venom Crawler. So cool part too is there is a tech later on. Where is it? Right here. Tier 9. Icon of Chaos that increases the damage reduction of units with Marcus Unleash. It does stack with their demon trait, so it makes them even more harder to kill. So power is kind of about here. Okay, the other tip I want to show is you can deforest and then your Havoc's have clear shot.
Havoc's
You see
awaiting
how
They want a battle.
now my Havoc's
They shall have a war.
have clear shots here. That's 7. Your food is good.
What do you want? Speak.
They want a battle. They shall have a war.
Yep, so we're still producing warp talons. All that. So now we gotta build another armory. Although our power is kind of still not the best. I think that's mainly due to the. So what? Venom crawlers are how much? 30 or 40 power? 40. Yeah, with this next energy building, it's probably gonna be enough.
They want a battle. They shall have a war.
The other tech to grab. There's so many good techs in this tree. I mean, obliterators is what we want to get to.
Havoc's awaiting command. Ready to go. What would you have us kill?
All right. All right, right. Armory. So there's our +8. Okay, so pretty soon, you know, we'll be producing them crawlers. Actually, I wonder if like tech switching to the warp smith, like at the, you know what? Because the warp, here's the thing, the warp smith's level 6 ability gives you more ore and energy, 12 in each category. So you might want to, before going here, unlock Warpsmith. I think he comes out at like turn 60, maybe level 4. Let's figure this out. So if we did Warpsmith, it's gonna take 2 turns. Well, let's finish. Oh, we did finish. Okay. Alright, so now we can... Oh, Warpsmiths costs... Yeah, they cost some money here. Population, let's just deactivate that. Yeah, let's see much of this. Now another thing too is you'll lose units. Like we're not losing any units right now, so that's why our upkeep's a little bit kind of crazy right now. But if this was real PvP, I would probably lose a few of my units or bigger portions, so my upkeep would be more in line with my production. But what are we doing here? Multi-building, I guess. Yeah, so I'm curious to see what level the Warpsmith comes out.
I am listening. I am waiting.
We live for battle. Ready to go. I'm tired of talk.
Because I think that's the problem. We don't have that high energy that we need. And I'm thinking maybe getting the Warpsmith a little bit earlier, like in turn 60. So like maybe when unlocking Warp Talons, go back and grab Warpsmith. It's probably... And then with the extra influence that you have in the game, just buy him the scrolls to get him to level 6. Alright, so we're gonna see what level he comes out. Kind of like with SM, I do with the chaplain. Alright, so he's gonna come out. Oh, obliterators are finally there. 60 food. Yeah, I need to just start building more farms because I'm thinking if we get the warp smith, we don't have to build as many power, and then we can dedicate more food. So the economy's tricky, but let's just see. So he comes out at what? So if you build, I wouldn't build at turn 7. Try to build them earlier probably.
I come bearing gifts.
So he only comes at level 3. Okay, so then I think what you got to do then is you have to build him much earlier in the game and try to level him up. The problem is though, we don't have stuff to heal besides fortresses. So I don't know. But the thing is, one, two. Yeah, we're short. So I'm thinking maybe instead of with the Chaos Lord, instead of maybe just buy the Chaos Lord the items to keep him alive. So Zote hide, armor, and then the rest of the influence quickly get a warp smith out. I don't know, but
What do you want?
the level 6 ability really helps Chaos's economy. That 12 energy, 12 ore, that's huge. That's like 2 power buildings and 2 ore buildings. I mean, that would help you get the venom crawlers out. Because I think that's what you need, a level 6 warsmith in order to effectively build these venom crawlers. So the real question then is, when do you try to get the warp smith out, or when would you want to unlock that tech? So probably when you get to tier 5, you can unlock it.
Where am I needed?
Or you just don't go venom crawler. But I feel like you need some type of good late game armor unit. I mean, obliterators seem decent, but I don't think they're gonna. Let me check here. So you can't automatically cycle. 20 HP. You can't put a mark on them.
is your intent?
They're using their cannon ability. Now it cycles the flamer. Does more damage to open top. So once they get the boons though. It's not getting the boons. How much damage does it do to the city? Not that much, yeah. And you have to go in range 1. Okay. Yeah, so I guess that's the real thing I gotta test out is getting a warp smith. I think that's the way to go though. Trying to get the warp smith, the 3 heroes. That'll at least allow you to get venom crawlers going in the late game, which are quite good. Which synergizes with your MOP's summon ability. And then you could also translate finally into Chaos Land Raiders for your infantry.
I will obey. I will obey.
Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the quick guide. I'll see